before. That's why it's interesting. But for me, I've explained it. Entertainers are you all, competitor.
The drama surrounding Kevin Stefanski's handling of his quarterbacks has erupted into a storm that the NFL can't ignore. What began as a quiet competition between rookie Dillon Gabriel and the highly anticipated Shadur Sanders has spiraled into a controversy that now has fans, analysts, and even the head coach himself facing some hard truths. It wasn't just a matter of who performed better in camp or who looked sharper during preseason snaps. It became a test of judgment, leadership, and accountability in Stefanski, by his own admission, may have made a critical mistake. From the very beginning, the whispers were there. Coaches and teammates noted that Dillon Gabriel wasn't outshining Shadur Sanders in rookie minicamp. The same story unfolded again when the veterans arrived at training camp, and then again under the bright lights of live game action. Sanders displayed poise, flashes of accuracy, the natural ability to control the offense, while Gabriel stumbled through inconsistencies and costly errors. Yet despite the evidence, Stefanski stuck with Gabriel, slotting him as the priority. And leaving Sanders on the outside looking in, fans began to wonder whether this was about merit or about narrative control, because every decision seemed designed to prevent Shadur from seizing the spotlight too soon. The tipping point came during a disastrous outing in which Gabriel made some of the most glaring mistakes of the preseason. A pair of turnovers in the first half didn't just stall drives, they flipped the momentum of the entire game. One interception was returned for a pick six, igniting frustration across the field and in the stands. Of rookie mistakes that could be excused as learning curves, they were game killers, the kind that coaches can't hide from and teammates can't simply brush aside. And when Stefanski finally addressed the media afterward, his tone was telling. He openly admitted that Gabriel's performance wasn't good enough. For a coach known for his steady diplomatic responses, the blunt criticism spoke volumes. It wasn't just about a bad game. It was a sign that Stefanski's confidence in Gabriel had cracked. Yet what made the situation worse was Gabriel's own response. Instead of humbling himself after a forgettable showing, he doubled down with arrogance. He brushed off the criticism, and in a move that stunned many, even took a jab at Shadur Sanders, labeling him more of an entertainer than a competitor. That kind of condescension, particularly when paired with his on-field failures, struck a nerve. Analysts like G. Bush tore into Gabriel, calling his remarks reckless and unnecessary. Fans already irritated by his poor play now had another reason to turn on him. A quarterback who was supposed to carry the aura of a machine cool, calculating, precise was now coming across as brittle, defensive, and tone-deaf. Instead of proving he deserved the role, he ignited a firestorm of criticism. And Shadur Sanders supporters were louder than ever. But this wasn't just about Gabriel's arrogance or his interceptions. The larger issue was Stefanski's refusal to give Sanders a fair chance. Despite praising Shedur's flashes of brilliance, Stefanski kept him boxed in, never allowing him first-team reps, always finding ways to downplay his progress. Even after games where Sanders showed poise, accuracy, and command, Stefanski would frame it as a developmental step rather than a serious audition. Fans began to feel the frustration boil over, sensing that the coach was deliberately suppressing Sanders' rise. And then came the most explosive claim, the so-called injury. Reports surfaced suggesting that Sanders was sidelined with an oblique issue. But Stephen A. Smith wasn't buying it. He went on national television and accused Stefanski of fabricating the entire storyline, arguing that it was nothing more than a smokescreen to keep Sanders off the field without igniting an outright mutiny from the fan base. The timing was suspicious, arriving just as roster decisions loomed and just when Sanders had been building momentum. To Stephen A., this was proof that the Browns' leadership had no intention of letting Sanders climb the depth chart, no matter how well he had performed. The injury, he insisted, was the ultimate excuse. It's designed to kill the noise before it got too loud. That claim struck at the very heart of the controversy. If Stefanski really had gone so far as to invent an injury to control the narrative, then the problem wasn't just about quarterback performance. It was about trust, both inside the locker room and with the fans. And once that trust is broken, it's hard to repair. Fans began demanding answers, not just about Gabriel's poor play, but about why Sanders was being kept in the shadows when he had clearly earned a shot. The criticism grew too loud to ignore. And finally, Stefanski had to confront the reality. By his own words, he acknowledged that his decision to ride with Gabriel had backfired. The turnovers, the wasted drives, the missed opportunities, they were the consequences of sticking with the wrong man. In admitting this, Stefanski inadvertently validated what fans and analysts had been saying all along. Shadur Sanders deserved his chance. This admission changes everything. For weeks, Stefanski had leaned on phrases like development and patience, creating a shield against the growing noise around Sanders. But now that Gabriel had collapsed under pressure, those excuses no longer held weight. By refusing to give Sanders meaningful reps, Stefanski hadn't just slowed the rookie's progress. He had deprived the team of the spark they so clearly needed. Sanders, with his composure and playmaking potential, represented hope, energy, and momentum. Gabriel, in contrast, had left the team flat and searching for answers. The contrast couldn't be clearer, and now, with Stefanski admitting his mistake, the Browns are staring at a crossroads. Where does the team go from here? That is the question hanging heavy over Cleveland. Stefanski has acknowledged the error, but acknowledgement is only the first step. The real decision lies in whether he finally allows Sanders to step into the role he has earned, or whether he continues clinging to a failing narrative that the fans no longer believe.
Wow.
Every delay risks alienating the fan base further, eroding faith not just in the quarterback position, but in the head coach's leadership itself. Sanders' future with the franchise could hinge on this moment, and Stefanski's own credibility may never recover if he refuses to act. The truth is simple. Dillon Gabriel had his chance, and he squandered it. Shadur Sanders has shown enough to justify his opportunity, and the fans know it. The only question now is whether Kevin Stefanski will follow through on his acknowledgement and correct the mistake, or whether this controversy will continue to spiral, dragging the Browns into deeper turmoil. The NFL is watching, the fan base is restless, and the pressure is only mounting. Shadur Sanders has earned his shot. Anything less is no longer acceptable. But what do you think? Is Kevin Stefanski truly owning up to his mistake? Or is this just another way to control the narrative now that Gabriel's struggles are out in the open? Do you believe he will finally give Shadur Sanders a fair chance? Or is this all smoke and mirrors? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're invested in where this drama goes next, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, join the conversation. The future of the Browns quarterback position might just be one of the biggest stories of the season, and you won't want to miss what happens next.